Hello guys, so I heard about new update. Oh, what? Oh, Surfer Caves. Huh. Looks great. It's at bedrock. I mean, deep slate and whoa. I need to delete this. Whoa, back up, back up. I heard they added something. Sleeping bags. Where's the bed?
Singing along to a song. Oh my god, it sounds so good. I'm going to record myself and show everyone. Singing! Recording! Let's see how I sound. Mother of God! Delete! Singing along to a song.
How high can characters go in Jujutsu shenanigans? Rules. If a dummy is needed, they can be used. By using red on himself, Gojo gets 21 points. Sukuna takes over and earns 26 points. By chasing the dummy, Akari earns 28 points. Megumi uses his potential and gets over the scale. By combining his moves, Mahito gets 32 points. Choso hops into 14 points. Thanks to his imagination, Todo gets 18 points. Higuruma lances to 18 points. For some reason, Yuta also gets 18 points. Mechamaru barely passes 21 points. Subscribe! We're very close.
License and registration. Oh, yes, of course. Hang on. Is your name Real Cheese? That's such a strange name to have. Unless... Where do you work? That was a close one. Better head to work, Mr. Cheese. Right. License and registration. Oh, yeah.
So this JJK fan just realized that Gojo's students became the exact reflections of his absolute worst enemies. We know Gojo spent his entire life trying to raise a generation of strong, righteous sorcerers so that no one would ever have to become a monster just to survive. Throughout the series, Gojo was pushed to the absolute limit by three major villains, Toji, Kenjaku, and Sukuna. But if you look at his top students, the parallels become clear. First, Maki. She completely awakened her heavenly restriction and became the exact ruthless reincarnation of Toji. The assassin who literally gave Gojo his first death. Then you have Yuta. To win the final battle, Yuta literally used Kenjaku's cursed technique to transplant his brain and take over Gojo's own corpse, doing exactly what Kenjaku did to Geto. And finally, Yuji. The kind-hearted kid Gojo swore to protect ended up awakening Sukuna's own cursed technique, shrine, and even his mindset in JJK Modulo. This is when Smoker realized that Luffy is no ordinary hunter.
You're a complete idiot. This isn't Luffy, anyone would tell that. If this garbage was worth 30 million, I'd become a pirate.
So, where's Luffy?
You'll be here soon enough. Was he a member of this garbage?
Hi, I need some help. Do you happen to know where they exit two people around here?
The platform.
Yeah, I know. I just can't seem to find it.
I haven't seen you before.
This is my first time here on the island. The tower's a whole lot bigger than it should be. It's really spread out, too.
So why go to the platform?
Personal quest to see where the king of the pirates died. Guess you don't know.
Just follow the smoke, kid.
Great. That way. I'll see you later.
This is when
What happened to Angstrom Levy after the technicians made him their toy? After Invincible nearly beat him to death and destroyed half his face, Angstrom escaped through a portal to the technicians, the most advanced doctors in any dimension, and promised them anything if they saved him. They rebuilt his body, gave him a cybernetic form, and once he recovered, Angstrom launched the Invincible War by bringing evil variants of Invincible to Mark's world. But even that failed, and when Mark tried to kill him again, Angstrom barely escaped by opening another portal, except this time the portal closed while Mark was still holding his arm, injuring making it better. When Angstrom returned to the technicians asking for help, they refused and revealed they had implanted devices inside him that could shock him whenever they wanted, forcing him to finally fulfill his promises and become their servant. They later built him a cybernetic arm, while Angstrom gave them unlimited resources, access to new dimensions, and even a primitive world that worshipped them as gods. After everything he gave them, Angstrom finally got sick of them and asked what else would they want, and the technicians simply answered nothing, before finally giving him his... What happened?
If you place 2 campfires with 2 useless blocks on top, then add 2 rails with hopper minecarts and break the useless blocks. Add 2 normal trapdoors and 2 copper trapdoors. Then place 2 redstone blocks and use 2 pistons to push the trapdoors. Break the extra blocks and you will have an ultra-realistic stove in Minecraft. If you place 2 campfires with 2 useless blocks on top, then add 2 rails with hopper minecarts and break the useless blocks. Add 2 normal trapdoors and 2 copper trapdoors. Then place 2 redstone blocks and use 2 pistons to push the trapdoors. Break the extra blocks and you will have an ultra...
The market makes no sense. The stock should be...
If your friend has built a fully diamond beacon pyramid, you can actually swap the insides of the beacon out with regular iron blocks. The beacon will work like normal and your friend will have no idea he was robbed. If you're...
A man on the YouTube channel Trended Traveler posts many videos of his lifestyle, camping in his van, from locations around the US. His videos consist of his interesting and peaceful lifestyle.
You are cleared for launch. See you in a few decades. Those were the last words an astronaut heard before leaving for humanity's first solo mission to a new galaxy. For 38 years, he lived completely alone inside a tiny metal ship. He watched his wife grow old and his children pass away through delayed video messages, accepting he would never hold them again. But one day, a massive fire broke out in the ship's engine. Desperate to survive, he grabbed a heavy wrench and smashed through a restricted emergency wall panel. But when he climbed through, he didn't float into the vacuum of space. He fell straight onto the cold concrete floor of a dusty warehouse. He looked up and realizing the stars outside his window were just high-resolution screens. He had never even left Earth. His decades of suffering were nothing but a cruel experiment. You are cleared for launch. Man woke up to a global emergency alert. A huge meteor is heading toward Earth. He froze. A countdown appeared on his phone. Outside, he heard screaming, people stepping out of their homes, staring at the sky. Everyone was convinced it marked the end of humanity. Families stayed together. Old friends started calling each other again. Wars stopped. 10 years later, the countdown hit 0. The whole world watched. But the sky stayed empty. Scientists later revealed the truth. The meteor never existed. It was an experiment. They wanted to see what would change when people finally believed their time was limited. Because life only becomes real when it feels like it's ending. A man woke...
He got betrayed and executed by the Empress he once raised like a daughter. And the coldest part is that she used the very same sword he had gifted her to stab him through the heart. But right before dying, he activated the scripture of reincarnation, basically getting a second chance at life. In his past life,
Happy birthday, Daniel! Did you really think I'd let this thing pass quietly? A profile picture wrapped in that same aura! Happy birthday, Daniel! Did you really think I'd let this thing pass quietly? A profile picture wrapped in that same aura! Happy birthday, Daniel! Did you really think I'd let this thing pass quietly? A profile picture wrapped in that same aura!
scientists would deliberately make a small cut in a sphere's
grow an antler. And the following year, after the deer sheds its antlers and grows a completely new one, an extra branch appears at the exact spot of the old injury, as if the animal's body remembered where it was damaged. And by repeatedly creating these changes, researchers could produce antlers with specific shapes that sold for huge prices. Scientists would deliberately make a small cut in a deer's growing antler. And the following year, after the deer...
The other day, I customized a bunch of my sketch pieces, and they all turned out super cool, except for this one. I really hate how it turned out. But since I used acrylic markers for it, which you can layer on top of each other no problem, I thought I'd try fix it. The first part I wanted to fix was the mouth area not covered by the mask. I just wanted this chin to be a lot more sharp and angular. Then I tried fixing the nose, because I thought it should stick out a bit further. It took a lot of layers to fix it, but when I was happy with it, I went back and added the details on top. I think the finished version ended up looking way better. Let me know what you think, and make sure to subscribe. The other day, I customized...
Bakit?
May have upset me lately, so... Find it. Getting one of our friends. May have upset me lately, so... Find it.
Kasi may nag-invite one of our friends.
May have upset me lately, so...
Find it. Getting one of our friends.
May have upset me lately, so...
Find it. Getting one of our friends.
May have upset me.
I was halfway through my shift when this drunk guy at table 4 started screaming about his order. And when I leaned in to fix it, he grabbed my arm and shoved it so hard I crashed into the next table and went down. I felt something warm running down my forehead, and when I touched it, my fingers came back red. My manager Tony sprinted over, but instead of helping, he started screaming at me. What did you say to him? Why did you provoke a customer? I tried to talk, but he blinked me up on my arm and started dragging me to the back. Tony, please, just call an ambulance. My head won't stop bleeding, but he just laughed. You're a waitress, so clean yourself up before you bleed all over my floor. Then he shoved me into the office, slammed the door, and locked it from the outside. I slumped against the wall, realizing I had no phone or a way out, and I could hear him outside yelling to the whole restaurant that I'd been stealing tips. Minutes went by, and then I heard the front bell jingle, and everything went quiet. A calm voice was asking what was going on, and footsteps started coming down the hall to where I was. Tony, unlock this door. Now. The lock clicked, the door swung open, and the owner was standing there. He saw me on the floor, blood all over my head, and his face went pale. Tony, explain. Why is my waitress bleeding on my floor? Tony started stammering. She's been stealing tips, and she provoked one of the customers, and she swung first. The owner just stared at him. Which customer? Tony's hand was shaking as he pointed across the dining room, and the owner turned to see who he was pointing at. His jaw dropped. Your nephew. Put her on the floor, and somehow she's the one to blame? Tony muttered. Yeah, she's dangerous and a thief. But then a regular at table 6 stood up. Sir, I saw the whole thing. She didn't do anything wrong. That guy attacked her for no reason, and Tony locked her in that office while she was bleeding all over the floor. The owner's voice went ice cold. Tony, get out! You're fired! Tony started begging, but the owner already had his phone out calling the cops. Paramedics rushed in with a stretcher and held up my hand. Wait, I dragged myself up, walked straight up to Tony, and spit a mouthful of blood right onto his shoes. Then I nodded down the mess. Better clean it up before it's stained. I was halfway through my shift when this drunk guy at table 4 started screaming about his order.
My professional goalkeeper is a massive scam designed to confuse you. Spending $200 on the exact same gloves professionals use means they'll last forever. But you'd be completely wrong, because I know gloves that use tougher professional brands and gloves that are highly specialized ultrasound. This means it's easy, perfect, the fast and technology used for our ball in the freezing rain. But this insane grip comes with a fatal flaw that the companies use against you. The latex is so insanely soft that the second you dive and your hands touch the grass, the friction instantly starts shredding the material to pieces, making you spend another $200. My professional goalkeeper.
So the guy on TikTok that started a series who's been torturing Woody until he talks just found Woody's best friend, Buzz. So on day 8, he hung Woody by his leg. And on day 9, he drowned Woody in the pool. Then he thought he had finally figured out a way to make Woody talk. He made Woody watch Buzz getting tortured, but Woody still didn't say a single word. And by day 12, both Woody and Buzz were getting him. Let's convince Woody to talk by subscribing. So the guy on TikTok that started a series who's been torturing Woody until he talks just found Woody's best friend, Buzz. So on day 8, he hung Woody by his leg. And on day 9, he drowned Woody in the pool. Then he thought he had finally figured out a day, Woody watched Buzz getting tortured, but Woody still didn't say a single word. And by day 12, both Woody and...
When the boy finished his lessons, he expected his mother to shout. Instead, she walked to the loom where she had been weaving for days. The cloth was almost finished. Thread by thread, pattern by pattern, it had taken her patience to make. Then she picked up scissors and cut it in half. The boy cried, "Why would you ruin it?" His mother said, "This is what happens when you stop halfway. Everything before it becomes wasted." He looked at the torn cloth and finally understood. She had not destroyed her work out of anger. She had destroyed something she loved, so he would not destroy his own future. But when the boy skipped his lessons, he expected his mother to shout. Instead, she walked to the loom where she had been weaving for days. The cloth was almost finished. Thread by thread, pattern by pattern, it had taken her patience to make. Then she picked up scissors and cut it in half. The boy cried, "Why would you ruin it?" His mother said, "This is what happens when you stop halfway. Everything before it becomes wasted." He looked at the torn cloth and finally...
I won't let you... Stop wasting your money on the new Melon Sandbox update because the developers just added a subscription button that forces you to pay real money every single month just to remove ads, which is a total scam in my opinion because spending 10 whole euros just to get 1,500 Mel coins, a tiny 10% discount, and maybe one free mod to make you feel better is completely useless. And it's honestly way more convenient to just look up a trick online to block the ads for free, or just wait 20 seconds and keep your cash in your pocket, and that's why... Supreme art. Uzumaki. Supreme art. Uzumaki. Gokunoban. Uzumaki. Supreme art. Uzumaki. Supreme art. Uzumaki, Gokunoban. Uzumaki. Erupt.
No, you're not gonna do this today. No, you don't get to ask me questions. Why not? Because you just don't.
If you use Deborah when he releases, you are a bum who only uses no-skill characters and stops using them when they get nerfed. If you use the helicopter guy from the Cullen games, you have above-average skill. Not as skilled as the inverse guy from Shibuya, but still above average. If you use Droog, you're a passive bum. If you use Deborah when he releases, you are a bum who only uses no-skill characters and stops using them when they get nerfed. If you use the helicopter guy from the Cullen games, you have above... If you use Deborah when he releases, you are a bum who only uses no-skill characters and stops using them when they get nerfed. If you use the helicopter guy from the Cullen games, you have above-average skill. Not as skilled as the inverse guy from Shibuya, but still above average.
If you can find the hidden number, your IQ is definitely above average. Prove it in the comments. If you can find the hidden number, your IQ is definitely above average. Prove it in the comments. If you can find the hidden number, your IQ is definitely above average. Prove it in the comments. If you can find the hidden number, your IQ is definitely above average. Prove it in the comments. If you can find the hidden number, your IQ is definitely above average. Prove it in the comments.
Shut up! Come here! What are you gonna do to me?
Ay, tubig.
Ay, tumigil ka, Dre. Huwag mo kuutos-utos. Tumigil, magiga ko dyan. Busing ang busing ko. Umalis ka dyan. Ako na yan naman. No. Tumigil ka, makasilpong ka. Kunin ko yung silpong mo. Mamili ka. Pag-iinit ng
broke into our house 6 months ago, killed him, and took his African gray parrot called Handbird. The cops never found out who it was, and now I was wondering, was this the same bird that was stolen from our apartment? I looked closer for details, and I saw a tiny scar above its left eye. Handbird had that exact scar in that exact spot after he flew into a window. I needed to find out more. I took a breath and walked over. How long have you had him? The man shrugged. Around 6 months. He's a handful. He screams every night and whistles the same little song over and over. I couldn't believe it. My husband murdered his son 6 months ago. I listened closer to the whistling. It sounded identical to the song my husband
Bakit ba kinukama yung mga sandalan ko? Bakit kita din?
for 9 years. It didn't exist anywhere else on Earth. I crouched next to the carrier and whistled the first 3 notes of the song. First whistle. Then whistled out the next 4. Okay, yes. I tapped the door. I stood up. I think that's my husband's bird. Shook his head. No way, man. I got him a peck mark. I stepped in front of the door with my fist clenched because I knew he was lying. I forced myself to stay calm. I don't think that's true. I think he killed my husband. The living room went dead silent. The mother pulled her daughter close. An old man in a veteran's cap rose out of his chair. The killer started laughing. Yeah, you got me. I did it. You had so much stuff to steal. I didn't even mean to kill your husband. He was just home when he couldn't have been. I lunged forward with my fist, but he moved quickly. He ripped the little girl out from under his arm and backed toward the exit. If anybody tries to harm me, I will hurt her too. My hands were shaking, and I genuinely had no idea what to do. I whispered, absolutely terrified. Please, just put her down. Suddenly, the veteran moved faster than any man his age.
Bakit umalis yun? Ha? Bakit umalis?
Dahil wala nga siyang magawa.
Kalaban pala itong boss nila. Siya pala yung pinili ng kurakot. Bakit kaya laging kurakot ang problema sa kanila? Why? Why is that problem in the other country and the Philippines? Why accent? Do you understand why? Ne, kumukunat na. Hindi mo kinakain.
Anong kunat?
Mawawala ng Francis mo.
Oh. Dahil walang asin.
Di ba nilagyan mo?
Ha?
Malat pa rin?
Wow.
May gold to?
어떻게 전형을 하냐?
crow yun. Nagpapatay yun ng kahit ano. Tapos kailangan iklog lagi yung pinapakain.
감사합니다. 소천의 전 능력을 즉시 사람으로 보여주시기 바랍니다. 수고하셨습니다. 방송제까지 다 모였으니까 전문상 전달하겠습니다. 뭔데? 빨랑 말해. 행복원이 좀 이상한 거 싶겠지? 그게 속초가 폐쇄돼서 전부 제대로 철수합니다. 폐쇄된다고? 이상할까? 아니, 자세한 건 수천님이 저녁 때 말해준다고 동네에서 알고 있답니다. 오히려 자세가 아니니까 수초생활 불편한 게 한두 번도 아니야. 뭐 쉬울 때도 없이 고생하는 건 많은데 사람은 적고 할 일은 많고 그래도 제대로 가면 여기보단 낫겠지. 아니, 얼마나 남았다고 뭘또 오라고 하야 자꾸 짜증나게. 드디어 답답해서 주제가 끝이네. 사단장대 응급실 요구대회에서 우승하세요. 18시 소치가 배수됩니다. 환영합니다. 그러고 보면 모든 일들의 시작은 이런 수초였다. 넘쳐나는 장박으로 가득했던 식당은 맛있는 냄새와 하얀 바닥까지 싹싹 비우는 소리를 채울 수 있었던 건 당신이 있었기 때문일지도 모른다. 식당갈 정도가 상승하였습니다. 수초가 사라지면 아주 사라진다. 급식 요리대회라고. 속초 팬사는 마당에 무슨 요리대회야. 야, 그리고 봐봐라. 어? 아무것도 없잖아. 무슨 이기하는 요리대회 나가겠다고 부탁하고. 어? 이거 뭐야? 한성주 너 보여? 성재, 너 이건 아닌 것 같다. 꼭 나가야 합니다. 우리 손쪽에서 13회밖에 안 남았어. 인생 열심히 해주니까 되게 뻔하지? 우리 상인 1도 나갈 사람이 없어. 그래도 신청서 하나 뽑아주시면 되겠습니까?
경매 이동 일정까지 앞으로 2주 남았습니다.